Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I have a current household overview for you. I've been playing this save file for probably about 6 months now. I haven't really played it in about a month and a half though, because I've been really busy with life stuff. But this is my sim, Orion, and he is an alien and an elder. Anyway, let me tell you about his backstory, and then we'll get into where he's at now. His backstory reads, when Orion's spaceship crash landed in StrangerVille, he didn't know how he would survive on Earth. With no way of contacting his home planet, he began trying to blend in with his surroundings. He got a job in the scientist career in hopes of creating a way to communicate with home. He did eventually max out his the scientist career. He did that. He reached level 10 whenever he was midway into his adult life stage. But he did really good, and he's done really well in his career. He's retired now, but his personal life hasn't been the greatest. He's had some little hiccups, I guess you could say. He's been married before. This is his second wife sitting next to him. We'll talk about her in a minute. But he dated around a lot in his young adult life stage. Or his young adulthood, however you want to say it. Anyway, he dated around a lot, and but he just never found anybody that gave him that spark, that the one. He could never find the one. And as a side note, I play with Wonderful Whims mod, and I use the attraction system, and I only allow my sims to marry sims that they find extremely attractive. Now, they can date anyone regardless of their whether they're attracted to them or not, but they can only marry extremely attractive sims. So that's just how I play. He never found the one, but he did have a one-night stand with Zara Bradford. And if you are familiar with my save file, that's what I'm playing in. If you're familiar with my save file, you might recognize her. She's a little older in this save now, but this is her. If you see right here, he had a one-night stand with her, and she ended up pregnant with his twins, Aurora and Kylo. He thought it was good to just get married. Well, that turned out to not be the best idea. That relationship was the most toxic relationship I have ever had in The Sims, in the entirety of me playing The Sims. Sims 2, Sims 3, although I didn't play Sims 2 whenever it was new, but anyway, Sims 3, now, I've never had such a toxic marriage in any of my Sims families, and I've played a lot of families. They literally fought over everything. She was always constantly yelling at him, being mean to him, and he tried his best to make the best out of a bad situation, but she just wasn't having it. It wasn't going to happen. Well, anyway, so shortly after the twins were born, she left. She divorced him. She left. She had nothing to do with the kids. Kylo, the son, his oldest son and his only son, has no relationship hardly at all with his mother. Yeah, he knows her, but that's about it. And I think he still has the unwanted child sentiment that comes with woohoo wellness. Yeah. So she wasn't having it. She was not having a marriage. She did not care about the kids. So that left him being a single father. Well, he eventually got used to that and got used to, raising the kids on his own. And eventually, he started out in a trailer in StrangerVille, and he ended up being, he needed more room, because at that time it was a 1-bedroom house. So they moved to Willow Creek to a 2-bedroom starter, and the kids, they shared a room. He had his own room. Things were going pretty well. One evening, he ended up getting abducted by aliens. I didn't know that was a thing, that aliens could get abducted by aliens. But he did, and he ended up pregnant with his daughter, Elara. And so now he was a single father of 3 kids. for a while he focused on the kids and getting them raised, and then he started putting himself back out there and trying to find the one, the woman that just was everything he ever wanted. And again, he just couldn't find one, couldn't find anybody, until the twins, Aurora and Kylo, were almost teenagers, and then he met Thalia. And Thalia was everything he had been looking for. She's been kind of scorned in her past relationships too. Her fiance left her at the altar. So she never thought she was going to love again. And these two came together. They were fast friends. Within a very short period of time, they were in love, and they moved in together. And they even moved into Thalia's parents' house with them in Tartosa. And then decided that once the twins got old enough, Copperdale, Ohio was opening up, so they decided to move to Copperdale. But Orion has always wanted to come back to StrangerVille. That was his home, away from home. He felt most comfortable there. And finally, recently, they moved back to StrangerVille. There's been a lot of curveballs thrown at this family, and I spend most of the time whenever I play, I usually let the game decide where things go. Especially with the help of mods, of course. If the game throws me a curveball, I go with it. I don't stop. I don't revert a save. I'd go with it, unless my sim comes straight out of cast and dies in a fire. Whatever hand they're dealt, whatever the game throws at them, they're stuck with it. And I'm stuck with it because I feel like that makes my Sims more real and more fun to play. This is what this save file has been, and it's the first time in a long time. Well, anyway, then his daughter Aurora, which we'll be visiting her shortly, ended up being a teen mom, but we'll get to that when we get to her. But because I play this save rotationally. But anyway, now he's pretty much mellowed out. Everything is going pretty well with him. He's happily married. Oh, him and Thalia eventually did have a daughter of their own, Astrid. She's not an alien. Hold on a minute. Let me put these walls down so you can see her. She's not an alien, but she has green skin like her older brother and sister. And she is just the cutest little thing. Funny little thing about Kylo and Aurora, whenever they were toddlers, they looked like mini baby Hulks because they had the black hair and the green skin. It was so cute. I loved it. Especially Kylo. But now Orion is just happily living the rest of his days out in StrangerVille with his wife and his kids and his grandkids. He has 3 grandchildren, and life has finally come full circle. He's happy, and now he doesn't even think about ever going back home. So I guess now I will show you the family portraits, and then we'll move to Aurora's house. I have taken every time that there's been an addition to the family, the kids age up, Orion ages up, or anybody else ages up, I have put in the new family portrait, which is a mod by Ravasheen, I think. But anyway, and here is pretty much the progression of the family, starting with Aurora and Kylo and Elara, and going all the way to current day. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about Kylo. I haven't really done a whole lot with him. I've been mostly focusing on his sister Aurora because her story has gotten pretty interesting, although I'm kind of not really sure where I'm taking that one either. But here's Kylo. He is a young adult. He's in university right now. He goes to Foxbury Institute, and he's majoring in computer science. He's just started, I think. This might be his second. Oh no, this is his second term or his first term. I can't remember. He just recently aged up, or no. Okay, he's been there for a while. Like I said, it's been over a month since I've played this, but this is still one of my favorite households to play. And in my spare time, when I finally get it back, then I'll be going back to this family. And this is Elara. She's a high school student, and she's an A student. And then you have Astrid. Again, I'm not really sure where I'm going to take the rest of the family. I usually, whenever I start with one household, as the family tree grows or as the household starts to branch off and do their own things, I usually rotate them. That's the best way for me to get into rotational gameplay, was to start with one family and let it branch off. But anyway, I guess that's all there is to say about Orion and his household. Now let's move to Aurora's household, and I will see you back at her. Well, I will see you at her house. All right, and here is Aurora. She is Orion's oldest daughter. She's the firstborn of the second generation, and she is a single mother, much like her father was. And she became a mom when she was a teenager, and it was not planned on my part. It was a mod, Woohoo Wellness, and she ended up pregnant with twins. Obviously, I mean, oddly enough. And this is her daughter Lyra, and this is her son Phoenix. Her ex, Fletcher Ferguson, he lives in Newcrest with his family, and she thought that they were going to be together forever, but he didn't really come around after the twins were born. He didn't really come around when she was pregnant. He had other things, other plans, I guess. But anyway, she ended up doing it mostly on her own. And then he got aggravated with her for not wanting to spend any time with him. She didn't have time. He would call, and she'd have to, tell him that they couldn't go out on a date because she had to take care of the kids, or she had homework to do, well, eventually they ended up breaking up. And she does get child support from him, but as far as that goes, I really don't know what else he's doing because I don't play that household. And his kids, they know him, but they don't have a relationship with him, his sister, or his parents. And then Aurora got abducted by aliens and ended up pregnant with Nova. And she's a toddler now, obviously. So I usually play babies for 7 days, so it's been over 7 days. Sim time. Yeah, she's just recently aged up. But she, Aurora, she's not had a very, very good luck with love either. Although she's too busy with her job. She's a freelance photographer, fashion photographer. And she's doesn't really have time to date or anything like that. So there are no love interests as of yet, but we'll see. I haven't really seen how much. I haven't really decided really what I want to do exactly or where I want to take her. I know that she's probably not going to live in StrangerVille forever, although she might. She's actually in the trailer that her dad started out in. Of course, I've built on and remodeled it. I think this save has also, there's been a lot of firsts with me for this save, and one of them is how much history has repeated itself from the first generation to the second generation. Orion ended up being a single father of 3. Aurora is a single mother of 3. The kids' parents, one was through abduction. One kid from each generation was through abduction, and the other 2, their parents really don't have really a relationship with them. Orion had twins, a girl and a boy, and Aurora had twins, a girl and a boy. And I didn't do any of that. The game did it, the game and my mods did it all on its own. And I have never had that happen, but I actually love it because it has drawn me in for so much. I don't play households for very long. This one has been going on for like 6 months now. The other longest one that I've had was my Westbrook family, which probably they may end up making an appearance at some point in the future of this channel if I continue with this. But they're my all-time favorite household I ever played, although this one is a very strong competitor. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Aurora is just trying to figure life out, and trying to juggle work, being a single mom, and everything else. We'll see where things go. I'll probably play this one again, so you'll probably see them again on this channel, probably in current households. I have no intentions on making this a let's play. But anyway, won't you tell me about yours, about your current households in the comments below? And I guess that's all from me for now, and until next time, see you later. Bye.